Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to deliver a lesson for class 12th subject zoology. In our previous topic we discussed about various chromosomal disorders. Now today we will discuss about Mendelian disorders. Mendelian disorders are actually gene-related human disorders which are determined by alteration or mutations in a single gene. These genetic disorders are transmitted as per Mendelian principles, which you have studied already. Now, these Mendelian disorders are broadly divided into two groups. The first is those Mendelian disorders which are basically called as sex-linked recessive disorders and whose genes are present on the sex chromosomes. Another group of Mendelian disorders is called as autosomal recessive disorders. Among these sex-linked recessive disorders, the most common disorders are color blindness and hemophilia. And in case of autosomal recessive disorders, the most important ones are sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. Now, first of all, let us discuss about the color blindness. This color blindness is a sex-linked recessive disorder, and it is caused due to the defect in the genes present on the X chromosomes. The affected person fails to discriminate between the red and green colors. And like any other sex-linked trait, this color blindness shows crisscross inheritance. Now, the second important sex-linked recessive disorder is hemophilia. Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder caused due to a defective gene on the X chromosome. This hemophilia is also known as bleeder's disease because the patient of this disease will continue to bleed even after a small cut because of failure of the natural clotting process. Now, among the autosomal recessive disorders, as I already told you that the most important ones are sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. Now let us discuss about the sickle cell anemia. The sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive genetic disorder present on the chromosome number 11. The defective gene of sickle cell anemia is present on chromosome number 11, and here the defective gene codes for abnormal hemoglobin. This abnormal hemoglobin changes the normal shape of red blood cells to sickle-shaped, especially under oxygen deficiency, for instance, during strenuous exercise and at high altitudes. These normal shapes of these red blood cells is converted into sickle shaped, because of which they can't transport the oxygen properly, and these sickle cell red blood cells actually aggregate, and because of this aggregation their lysis occurs very fast, which leads to the deficiency of blood, which we call as anemia. Now another this genetic disorder, autosomal recessive disorder, is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria is also an autosomal recessive disorder which is caused due to the defective gene on the chromosome number 12. This altered gene on the chromosome number 12 produces defective forms of a very important enzyme known as phenylalanine hydroxylase. Because of this defective enzyme, phenylalanine metabolism is affected, and due to this, phenylalanine and its metabolites accumulate in the blood, and their accumulation in the blood causes severe intellectual disability, that is the mental retardation, and seizures. Now this is all about the Mendelian disorders, and in this case you must at least remember that the Mendelian disorders are those disorders which are caused due to the defects in the single gene, and these are broadly classified into sex-linked recessive disorders and autosomal recessive disorders. And among sex-linked recessive disorders, the most important examples are color blindness and hemophilia. And among autosomal recessive disorders, the most important ones are sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. Thank you.